Hello students, my name is Rajni Verma and in this video lesson we shall discuss graphical representation of motion by linear graphs and also how to plot and interpret a distance time graph. A line graph is a pictorial representation of variation of two quantities related to each other, and we draw a line graph in Cartesian coordinate system. In a Cartesian coordinate system, we have two number lines perpendicular to each other intersecting at the number 0. The point of intersection is called origin, which is taken as the reference point and its coordinates are 0, 0. Let us see. This is an example of Cartesian coordinates axis. Here we have two number lines xx dash and yy dash intersecting each other at the point where number 0 is represented. This point is called origin. These two are perpendicular to each other. All the distances are measured from this origin, which is taken as the reference point, and all distances to the right hand side and above the origin are taken as positive, and all the distances below the origin and to the left of the origin are taken as negative. If we have two physical quantities related to each other in such a way that if one quantity increases or decreases and the second quantity also varies either directly or inversely with the first quantity, then their variation can be represented on a graph. The first quantity, which varies independently, is plotted along x-axis and it is called independent variable. The other quantity, which varies according to the variation of the first quantity, is called dependent variable, and this is plotted along the y-axis. I repeat, if we have two quantities and they vary with each other in such a way that if the first quantity increases, the other also increases or decreases, then the first quantity is called the independent variable. That variable or that physical quantity is taken along the x-axis. And the second quantity, which depends on the variation of the first quantity, is called the dependent variable and it is plotted along y-axis. Although you have learned in your previous classes how to plot a graph, we are going to revise the steps here. First of all, we draw the x-axis and y-axis on graph paper. We draw the x-axis and y-axis on the graph paper. Then we choose the correct axis for each of the quantities. We have to decide which quantity is to be plotted along x-axis and which one along the y-axis. Then we find the range of the data and choose a proper scale for each quantity. By range of the data, we mean the difference between the minimum value and the maximum value of a physical quantity. Then we choose a proper scale, that is how many small divisions will represent a unit of the quantity, so that whole of the data fits on the graph paper. Next we write the title of the graph. Say for example distance time graph, we will write here ST graph or whatever, and we shall also write the name of the physical quantity, say T here and S this side, and also the units. Say 10 small divisions represent 1 second or like that. So write the title of the graph, name the variables and units along the axis. After that, we locate the points using the given data. We locate the points using the given data and join them to get the graph. Suppose we find a point here, locate it here, another point here, the next one here, and then we join all these points. They may or they may not pass through the origin, that doesn't matter, but this is the graph we have obtained. So I hope you recall what you have learnt in your previous classes. Keep in mind, students, that whatever you have learnt in your previous classes, you are not expected to forget that. If you forget the previous lessons, you will find it difficult to understand the concepts or to work out the numerical problems. So let us revise. First of all, we draw the x-axis and y-axis on graph paper. Choose the correct axis for each of the quantities. Find the range of the data and choose a proper scale for each quantity. Write the title of the graph, name the variables and units along the axis. Locate the points using the given data and join them to get the graph. That's it. Before the discussion of a distance time graph, we have a very important concept, that is the slope of a line graph. It is a very important concept and you must pay attention to it. By the word slope, we mean the steepness or slant. It is in general a term used for any line which makes an angle with the horizontal. For a graph, the slope of a graph, we mean the steepness or slant of the graph with reference to the x-axis. It is the deviation of the line from the x-axis and it depends on the angle between the line and the x-axis. This angle is the measure of the steepness of a graph. Let us take a line graph in general. Let us suppose this OB is a line graph. It may represent any graph. Let A and B be 2 points on it. The slope of the line depends on the angle BOX. Now, we have drawn a line AP parallel to y-axis and perpendicular to x-axis. Similarly, we draw another line BQ parallel to y-axis and perpendicular to x-axis. We also draw a line AC parallel to x-axis. Then it is very clearly seen that we have 3 right angles here, OAP, OBQ and ABC. We define the slope of a line as the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change between any 2 points on the graph. We take slope is equal to vertical change divided by horizontal change between any 2 points on the graph. So by definition, since the angle BOQ is equal to the angle BAC by the construction, we can write that slope is equal to AP upon OP. This is also equal to BC upon AC and is also equal to BQ upon OQ. So this ratio gives the slope of the graph. Actually, the slope depends on the angle. So suppose we have 2 graphs making different angles with the x-axis. Say graph A and graph B. Which one has a greater slope? Obviously, graph B has the greater slope because it makes a greater angle with the x-axis. So we can compare the slope of the graphs just by looking at the angles between the x-axis and the respective graphs. This result is very important. It is very useful in calculation of velocity and acceleration from the graphs. Depending on the angle between the graph and the x-axis, The slope of a graph may be positive, negative, 0 or undefined. When the angle between the graph and the x-axis is less than 90 degree, the slope is positive. When the angle is more than 90 degree, it is a negative slope. When the graph is parallel to the x-axis, the slope is 0, and when the graph becomes parallel to y-axis, its slope cannot be defined, hence it is called undefined slope. This is a very useful concept, and it can be used, or rather it is used in calculation of velocity and acceleration from graphs. Let us now discuss distance time graph. A distance time graph is plotted by taking time along x-axis and distance or displacement along y-axis. Let us consider the motion of an object in different situations where the distance travelled at regular time intervals is given. Let us read the table. Here it shows the time in seconds, distance travelled, that is S, in meter. Here we have calculated the time interval and the distance travelled in each time interval. The time intervals are all equal. The difference from 0 to 1, that is 1 second. From 1 to 2, 1 second. From 2 to 3, 1 second. Here the distance travelled in each time interval is 5 minus 0, 5 meters, 10 minus 5, 5 meters, and again 15 minus 10 is equal to 5 meters. So we see that the distance travelled in equal time intervals is equal. So this is a case of uniform motion. When we plot the graph, the distance time graph, we find that the nature of the graph is a straight line making some angle with the x-axis. Now let us take another example. Here again the time interval is the same, 1 second for each, and the distance travelled is 0, 3, 4 and 6 at time intervals 0, 1, 2 and 3 respectively. In this case, the distances travelled in each time interval are not same. 3, 1 and 2, they are all different. So this is a case of non-uniform motion, and when we plot the graph, we find that the nature of the graph is somewhat like this. This is not a straight line. It is a ladder-like structure, but it may be any other type. It is not a straight line. So such a case is for a non-uniform motion. Let us consider two more examples. In this case, again the time interval between each observations is 1 second, while the distance travelled in meters is varying in such a way that the distance travelled in each time interval is not the same. So this is the case of non-uniform motion, and the nature of the graph is somewhat like this. It is a curve. Anyway, it is a non-uniform motion. In the fourth situation, we see that the distance travelled in each time interval is 0. Initially, when we started looking at the time, the object was already at a distance of 5 meters from the origin. But as the time passes, the distance travelled remains the same, that is 5 meters. It means that the object is at rest, it is not moving at all, and the distance remains constant, means the speed of the object is 0. Technically speaking, it is a case of uniform motion where the object is moving with a constant speed that is equal to 0. But we can say that it is object at rest because we are not very specific here. The object is at rest. It is not moving at all because its speed is 0, or it remains at the same place from where we started measuring the time. So these are the four cases where we see that in case of a uniform motion, the graph is a straight line making some angle with the x-axis, but in all other cases, when the motion is non-uniform, the nature of the graph is anything but a straight line. Distance time graph and calculation of velocity from this distance time graph. Let us consider a distance time graph for uniform speed for which the distance travelled at regular time intervals is given. Time in second 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and distance in meters is 0, 5, 10 and 15. With the help of this table, we draw a graph, ST graph as shown here. Now let us take any portion of the graph, say between points A and B. We consider what are the changes taking place while the object travels from point A to point B. We draw lines perpendicular to x-axis and parallel to x-axis to find out the distances travelled and the times at certain points. Say at point A, the time is t1 and the distance travelled is s1. At point B, the time is t2 and the distance travelled is s2. Now we know that the velocity, that is the magnitude of velocity or speed, is equal to the distance travelled per unit time. We can take the magnitude of velocity same as the speed because we are taking the uniform speed along a straight line when there is no change in direction. During the motion of the object from A to point B, the distance travelled is equal to s2 minus s1 and the time taken is from t1 to t2, that is t2 minus t1. So we can write that speed is equal to, the speed v is equal to s2 minus s1 divided by t2 minus t1. Let us say this is our equation number 1. Again, we know from the slope of the graph that the slope of the graph is equal to the change in vertical distance upon the change in horizontal distance. So this will be, say this is point C. This will be BC upon AC, BC upon AC. But this BC is S2 minus S1, S2 minus S1 and AC is equal to T2 minus T1. Let us say this is our equation number 2. So from these two equations, from 1 and 2, we see that the right hand sides are equal. Therefore, left hand sides must also be equal. So we can say that the slope of the graph gives the velocity. So we can say that slope is equal to velocity. Is equal to S2 minus S1 upon T2 minus T1. And as it is, it will be meter per second. Now that we have discussed the distance time graph, let us see how we can interpret the ST graph. By interpretation of a graph, we mean to extract or to find information from the graph by studying it. So what information can we get from the distance time graph? Number one, the nature of the graph tells us about the nature of the motion. If the graph is a straight line making some angle with x-axis, it shows a uniform motion. Otherwise, if the graph has any other shape, it is a non-uniform motion. A graph parallel to x-axis means that the object is at rest and the speed or the velocity is equal to 0. Number 3, the slope of the graph gives the velocity. V is equal to S2 minus S1 upon T2 minus T1. So for any given 2 points, we can calculate the velocity between those 2 points. Number 4, we can compare the speeds by comparing slopes, because more is the slope or the angle, more is the speed or the velocity. So we can compare speeds by comparing slopes, either by measuring angles or by calculation. So in this video, we studied about the slope of the graph, the distance time graph, the nature of the distance time graph, and the interpretation of the distance time graph. In our next video, we shall discuss velocity time graph, and we shall also learn how to calculate the acceleration or the distance travelled from the given graph in case of a non-uniform accelerated motion. So if you like this video, come watch my next video, and please like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.